All right, here we go. I have no idea how people do this. So, we're getting people in. Awesome. Let's see. Live viewers. On Twitter, we've got people on Twitter. Let's see. So I'm on StreamYard. I'm trying to figure out how the heck to get all this to work. If you are viewing on Twitter, please drop a comment with your name because for some reason I can't see it. I don't know how to do this yet. Like I said, still figuring it out. So I have my camera set up, so that's nice. Oh gosh, guys. Let's see here. All right, let me just do this. We're going to go ahead and go to Twitter. If you're just hopping on today, we are talking about YouTube analytics. If you have any questions about YouTube analytics before we jump in, please go ahead and put those in the comments so that we can go ahead and get those answered for you. I want to make sure that we get those answered. Let's see. Here we have Ronnie. Ronnie, thanks for joining. Grok, thanks for joining. Perry, thanks for joining. Oh, Eric, you made it. What's up, man? Yes, thank God it's Friday. Thank God. It is great to be here on a Friday. All right. Like I said, I am, this is cool, using StreamYard so we can see each other's comments. Eric, what's up, man? He's over on Periscope. If you don't follow him, like I said, he started a new podcast recently. Way to go, Eric. All right, let's go ahead and get some YouTube analytics showing. Shout out to Brian Fanzo. We're going to be going through his account today. Brian is someone I've worked with for quite a while now, and he's awesome. I help him with some YouTube stuff, so I'm just going to show you kind of the things that I look at when I go in YouTube. To be fair, though, every time I go into YouTube, or YouTube analytics in YouTube Studio, I find something new, literally every single time. So, let's find some new stuff together. All right. Like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments, but we're going to start up here. Let's see. All right. YouTube analytics. So this is pretty much what it looks like when you jump into YouTube analytics. So this is kind of your dashboard right here. And you get kind of an overview the same way you would get in Google Analytics. That is something to know. So remember that Google owns YouTube, right? And they favor YouTube. Interested in knowing that I should look. Okay. Eric just asked what the top metrics that he should look for are. Should it be watch time, rewatches, engagement? We'll get to that, Eric. But like I said, it is important to remember that YouTube is owned by Google. Therefore, they do a lot of the same things with their information. And you'll see that when we start looking at some of the metrics that we can look at and things of that nature, that it is very comparable to Google Analytics. And that being said, it's very easy to get lost in here and spend a ton of time and really have no idea what it is you're looking at. So when we get into YouTube Studio, we're going to go ahead on this left-hand side and go to Analytics. Again, this is going to look, once it loads up, this is going to look a lot like our regular Google Analytics view. So we have our overview right here. We've got real time on the left-hand side. I like to do this. You can kind of see these peaks. So 11 p.m., 11 a.m., 4 p.m. You know how I like my peaks, guys. I'm constantly looking at these, but I can see a nice little pattern there. So we'll get into that in a minute, but I like to see the real time because something I don't want to do is mess with anybody. Like I wouldn't want to mess with this video if people are watching it currently. And we can see in real time which videos are currently bringing in the most traffic. But yeah, so you have your real-time metrics, you have your overall views. So this is the same as when you go onto Google Analytics and they show you the sessions right away, right? So we have our views here. If you don't know, these little play buttons, these are when videos were published. So you can see, you know, a nice little spike when a video was published. Usually that happens because YouTube's trying to figure out who should they show these videos to. So they push it out. Usually you'll see a nice little spike right around that time. You can see we're still kind of riding above average from releasing those 2 videos. Also, just like Google Analytics, there is a preset. The preset here is usually 28 days. The last 28 days is what you're going to see. You can change it in the top right-hand corner the same way that you change it in Google Analytics. But right away, you see your views. You also see your watch time. So you can see we took a nice little dip. It went back up, and then we went, you know, straight up once we uploaded a video. So these are, like I said, the common things that they're looking at: watch time. You can also see subscribers. This is nice. Hopefully, you know, you see an increase when you do put up a new video, but this also depends on a lot of things, just like everything else. These numbers are going to depend on a lot of things. Are you promoting your YouTube channel? Are you asking people to go and subscribe? But yeah, so this is just your overview. We can get a little more granular here and look at our reach. So remember reach. Hey, Brian joined us. Yes, I feel like these analytics do look a little bit familiar to you here. We're gonna, this is my live session for the work that I'm doing for you right now. Thanks for joining, Brian. So your reach is exactly what it sounds like. How many times has your video shown up in front of people? You've got your impressions here. Again, you can see right away when you upload a video that you're going to get that reach right away, because YouTube, like I said, is trying to figure out where in the world should we show this video, who should we show it to. But this is where it starts to get fun. So YouTube videos, as you know, show up all over the place. A lot of times we're linking to them from our other social media platforms. Maybe we have them embedded in our website. Maybe we're sending them out to our email list. And maybe, just maybe, what we're hoping for is we're showing up in search results either inside of YouTube or in the search engine result pages of Google. So we can look here for traffic sources. So you can see the majority of these are external. Now I'll let you in on a little secret here. This is most likely because we have some of Brian's videos unlisted because they're being used for conferences or teasers for conferences or maybe for clients. So your external, this would just be anything that's, you know, not within YouTube. So this is social media, your website, the works. Also, to get to this screen that I was just at, I didn't tell you, I just did it without saying anything. I just clicked it. So you can click on any one of these and it's going to pull up. Okay, well, it usually, what just happened? Oh, I pressed see more, I guess. YouTube search. So again, like I was saying, this is what we kind of want, is to show up in some of these other categories. So YouTube search is when somebody, you know, types in a query into YouTube and your videos show up. Channel pages and suggested videos, that's when you're showing up on other people's channels and videos, or even your own videos. Direct, again, these are a lot of similar analytics and traffic sources that we will see on Google Analytics. So what I like to do here is I kind of like to turn them on and off. So, especially like we get this peak here, right? I know that's because we just released a new video, but where are those views coming from exactly? External, most of those, it looks like a lot were from external. See, we didn't quite get that search lift right away. So that's interesting. That's something we're going to dive into here in a second. Suggested videos, maybe. No, I'm going to guess that the majority of these are from external. Channel pages, browsing. You can turn as many of these on or off as you want. It looks like, though, the majority of these are external. And you can get, this is kind of like pretty close to our source medium. That's why I really like this. So we can see our impression click-through rate. So it was shown 5,600 times. Our videos were shown 5,600 times in the militia. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you're actually here live this time. That's really exciting. So we can see how many times it was shown. It's shown 5,600 times our videos were. We have, on average, a 4.7% click-through rate. Now, on YouTube, in my eyes, that's pretty good. It's just like ads and stuff like that. It's going to fluctuate on what you're showing up for. You might show up for a really broad keyword and get a lower click-through rate. You might show up for something very, very specific and get a higher click-through rate. We'll get into that more when we look at individual video analytics. But overall, our click-through rate is 4.7. We can see how many of our views, so about 32% of them did come from search, which is pretty good. This is awesome. So 3.25, maybe 3 1/3. I don't know, whatever. Just over 3 minutes average view duration. And that's really good because we want people to be viewing our videos as much as possible, like the majority of our video. Because if somebody comes, they watch a couple seconds and they leave, that tells YouTube, this video is not interesting. It's not answering my question. I don't want to be here. Think of it like a bounce rate. Just like we want people to spend time on our pages, we want people to spend time with our videos, right? And, there's all sorts of information on here as far as geography, age, some of this stuff. I take a lot of this with a grain of salt, and you can see there's not enough information here to really give us anything beneficial anyways. You can do it by date. This, like I was saying, when it comes to patterns, I really like to look at these patterns. So we can see spikes. Let's see, August 4th. Am I just supposed to know what day of the week that is off the top of my head? I don't have a calendar anywhere near me, but I would see if these are about 7 days apart. If so, what are those days that we're getting the increase in views or increase in watch time or click-through rate? Because those might be the days that maybe we want to upload. Those are also probably the days that we want to make sure that we're on YouTube to engage with people. So all of that information. And like I said, there's just so much. Every time I get in YouTube, there's so much to look at. But I'm going to get into the actual videos. This is the stuff that I like to look at because it helps me make decisions moving forward. And ultimately, that's what you should be using data for. You shouldn't really be like me and just look at data for the sake of looking at data and playing around with it. You should have an idea of what you're going to do with it. In traffic source, we didn't really talk about this. Watch time. This is, so if you click in now, obviously you can see where all this external traffic's coming from. Sorry, I know I just jumped around there a minute. But we can see that a lot of the external traffic is coming from Brian's website. And the people that are coming to Brian's website on average are spending about 3 minutes on the videos. So that's telling me we've got qualified traffic going to the website. Awesome. We've got people watching our videos from the website. Awesome. Now we'll go on the video side and see which videos they're actually watching. We'll do that here in a second. Twitter, also very engaged here. We have about 3 minutes on average of people that are coming from Twitter. And they're spending about 3 minutes on average. Now there's only about 45 people in the last 28 days have come in or have watched one of Brian's videos from Twitter. LinkedIn, we're at about 40, but this is even more engaged. So Brian, if you're still watching this, we need to be putting your videos on LinkedIn more often. 4 minute average view duration. That's amazing. That's awesome. Google search, my friends, if you are into SEO at all and you are trying to get a client seen, you're trying to get yourself seen, you want to show up on the search engine result pages, which secret, you probably should. This is a gold mine, Google search. Brian has videos that are showing up in Google search, which means I'm going to need to look and see which ones they are. These are likely cold audiences, depending on which video it is. We'll look at that in a second. Because the average view duration is still, it's only 2 minutes, still really good. I'm going to count that as a win. But man, these Google search views, those are a big deal. Because think too, like you just spent 2 minutes on something that you clicked from the search engine result page too. That's awesome. That's awesome. Medium, we're not getting very qualified traffic. We've had about 16 people come from Medium, 37 seconds on average. Gmail, Brian, I'm going to guess that this is you talking to clients. Hopefully, anytime you send an email to someone with a video, which this is a really good idea. If you have an email list, which you should, and you're using it, which you should, these should be some of your most engaged viewers. And it looks like for Brian, that's absolutely the case. People are spending about 7.5 minutes watching some of his videos. Stellar. And then you can see, the rest. I'm not going to go through all of these, but you get the point. This is where all of the external traffic is coming from. So, and you can see like just recently, August 4th, people started watching, going to his website and watching videos. Twitter, we can see, so probably that was the day that he released his video, one of his latest videos, and there was a spike. Looks like a spike again the next time he released a video. So he automatically goes out and puts it on Twitter. For some people, that's not a good idea because what happens is you reach out to a network that may not be interested in your videos. But in this case, Brian is talking specifically to people in his videos that he has on Twitter. So he can put those on Twitter because people are going to watch the video. They're going to engage with the video. For me, if I went to, for instance, if I went and I shared the videos that I created on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page where all my family is and stuff, most of the things that I'm going to talk about are going to go right over their head. They're not going to understand and they're not going to watch it all the way through. So that's why we like to, look and see where you can see, Brian doesn't get a ton of video views from Facebook. There are also some other things that feed into that, but he knows that his audience is on Twitter. And again, it looks like really on LinkedIn too. So we need to be focusing on LinkedIn. Okay, now that I've finally gotten through all of that stuff, let's talk about video specific. So obviously the videos that have the most views are the videos that you're going to look at first because you're like, oh, this video is getting a lot of views. Why exactly is it getting a lot of views? So that's what we're going to look at right now. So we can see that he has this video. Let me see. He has this video. Melissa, are you still in the stream? Who's in the stream? I can't see right here. I can't see in StreamYard who is in the stream. So I'm just hoping that you guys are still there. Okay, anyways, so we can see that his video that's gotten the most views is this how to create an interactive virtual keynote presentation using Prezi. Yes, Melicia's still here. I'm glad you're hanging on, girlfriend. Using Prezi video in less than 30 minutes. So we can see that this has had 314 views in the last 28 days. What's really interesting, though, that I want to share with you guys is you can see, like, obviously it got a lot of traffic at the beginning, and then it's just kind of been steady. And now we're kind of just sitting at like 13 views a day. I don't know, really interesting. Sometimes though, like it's nice to look at this because you'll see, you know, a spike and it's like, what was going on that day? What happened? I don't know. Anyways, sorry, just thought I should share that with you all. So let's look at last 28 days though. Watch hours, average view duration. So this has actually had a 6.2% impressions click-through rate. That's really, really good. And you can see the reason that this video has so many views is because it's doing well in YouTube search. And if we click on that, it will show us exactly which keywords people have been typing in to get to this video. And it looks like almost all of them are Prezi related. So Prezi video presentation, Prezi present, blah, blah, blah. You can read. I have faith in you. But also, you can see like, well, I don't know why it's not showing that. Hold on. Let's see if it'll show me. It doesn't show me individually for each keyword what the impression click-through rate was or what the impressions were. But you can see like which keywords are doing the best. Prezi video has been 22% of all of the YouTube search views that we've gotten. So obviously whatever we've done to optimize for Prezi, which it is in the title, it's in the description, it's in our tags, obviously that's working. And you can see that there's been a spike here recently. So let's see. I was going to say, you can also see where you're getting subscribers from, which is, you know, kind of nice. You can see if people are subscribed or not subscribed to your channel that are watching your videos. The majority of these people aren't subscribed to Brian's channel, and that's not surprising because they are coming from search. Now, some of them might subscribe because they found the video and they found the video to be useful. But yeah, when you publish a video, you know, before you ever publish the video, you have to have an idea of what your goal is. So if your goal is to get more, so let's say Brian's a Prezi affiliate. If his goal with this video was to sign up more people, the fact that he's gotten 1,000 views on this video is not very telling of how well it's performing because the goal was not videos. The goal was sales. So I can't say, hey, Brian, this video is doing really well. We're showing up in search and blah, 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 because that doesn't matter. That wasn't the goal. I mean, it's nice, but if it's not attracting the right people that are going to convert, then there is some sort of disconnect that we really need to focus in on. If the goal was views, this is one of the most, don't mind my dog barking, the mailman's here. If the goal was views, this is one of the most viewed videos on his YouTube channel right now. So we're doing great. So just remember that you need to have that goal. If your goal is to get more subscribers, you know, you're going to be looking at different analytics. So just kind of a side note on that. So let's go back though. So one of the biggest players, I would say, in YouTube is that click-through rate. And the reason that click-through rate is so important is because it's just, I don't know. In my mind, it's like SEO. Like if you're showing up and you're not getting clicked, then they're going to keep throwing you further and further down into the rankings, and it's so many missed opportunities, right? So we want to make sure that we've got a pretty good click-through rate. So if I just go to, let's see, YouTube search, see more. I don't know that we can add. Let's see. No, it's not going to let me do it. Okay. Engagement. No. Click-through rate. See more. Okay, so we can see the click-through rate. You can see some of his unlisted stuff. Don't worry about that. So what we might do is go, okay, so these 3 videos have high click-through rates. Why is that? So right away, I can, let's see. So that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. So there's not a lot of words on them. There's not a very clear pattern here. But you may just look at, what kind of patterns can you see in the thumbnails maybe. Maybe it's the titles too. So top 5, how to create number 1. So the titles and the thumbnails are really kind of the 2 biggest players when it comes to click-through rate. So again, I like to mess with click-through rate because once you put the video up, right, there are only so many things about the video that you can change to continue to optimize that video. And the title, description, tags, and thumbnail are really kind of the biggest things that you are able to change and optimize without taking down the video and putting a new one up, right? And to be completely honest, YouTube is not my expertise by any means. I just like to look at the numbers, and in my mind, those are the things that are kind of the easiest things to change without hurting anything. Why can't I just want to move this over. So if we look at the videos with the most views too, obviously right now for Brian, a lot of his videos that are doing really well, interactive video presentation skills. So these are people that are looking to learn about presenting online. And specifically, probably, how do you make an engaging online presentation? And you can see that just by seeing what has the most views and what has the best view through rate. You can also, when you go into your videos, you can see, how do I look at, oh wait, I know how to get there. Okay, so I'm trying to get out of this screen and show you there's a ton more. So obviously we can see that this video, remember the one that's brought in a bunch from Prezi Search, has gotten him 25 new subscribers. So that's freaking awesome. This though is a big deal. So if you look at your retention rates, you can go through here and see exactly where people are dropping off. So the majority of people drop off in 29 seconds. So what has he done in 29 seconds? I would watch this video. I'm not going to watch it right now, but I could watch this video and go, okay, Brian, next time we need to make sure that we're getting to the point in 15 seconds or less, 30 seconds or less. It looks like we've got about 30 seconds, but the people that make it past 30 seconds, on average, they're about to make it through 2.5 minutes of the video. If they make it through 2.5, so on and so forth. So you can see the engagement. I really like to see that too. And just go through some of your videos and see, okay, is it always the 30-second, like about the 30-second mark? Is it, you know, it could be something else. So let's see, engagement. So this is his second most popular. And it looks like, I mean, this is pretty freaking steady. People are staying. I mean, there's no, okay, so there is a major drop off at 31 seconds. I think that's, if I had to guess, I would say that's probably about normal, because you're going to give something a little bit of time, especially if you're on YouTube, because you're more likely to spend time with something. So let's see though. Here we go. There hasn't been a lot of data. There wasn't a lot of data on that. So most people are making it to about 149. And then if they make it past 2 minutes and 5 seconds, they're likely going to stick out the majority of the video. But I would imagine that like 15, 30, and 1 minute, those are probably the big drop-offs. I don't know if you've, was it How I Met Your Mother, where they talk about like the drop-off times in relationships? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. So yeah, that's engagement. But I would look at that too. So Eric had asked about what metrics he should look for. What I would look at is, once you release your video, go ahead and look at the click-through rate and the average view time, and then go look at your retention and see if there's something that you're doing, you know, within the first however much. See where people are dropping off, what happens during that drop-off time, and how can you make it better next time, right? And then, you know, obviously it's really going to depend mostly on what your goal for that video was. So if your goal was to get people to stay active and watching your videos, then maybe you need to focus mostly on that retention rate. If your goal was to get subscribers, maybe you need to start prompting people to hit the subscribe button earlier on and not wait till the end. So, you know, it all depends. And I feel like that's just analytics and digital marketing in a nutshell. Everything depends. Okay. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue to ruffle around here. So let's look at some more videos. So we've done reach, engagement, watch time, average view duration. Matt just hopped on. Hey, Matt, how are you? Thanks for jumping in. Okay. So let's look at something. Let's look real quick. Top videos in this period. Let's just look at this video. So in the last 48 hours, we've only had 5 views, but this has been a pretty steady increase. Like, it looks like we're getting a decent amount of views every day. The retention, about 63%. That's actually, on average, people are watching about. So okay, so this is what I'm going to challenge Brian with. At 2 minutes and 4 seconds, what happens? Because this is when people drop off. Now, I will tell you that a lot of the times what happens is people actually have a longer than necessary sign off. I know I'm really bad about this too. But you know, I would look for that and see if that's kind of like a pattern within your videos, is that you have a long sign off. So let's see where his traffic has come from. So it looks like external. I'm going to guess, I'm just going to guess here, that this is probably his website. YouTube search though, 7% click-through rate in YouTube search. I could get behind that. I like that. Channel pages, 13%. That's pretty good. I'm into it. Let's see. God, there's just so much to look at here, guys. I don't think he has any. All right, let's get out of here. Out. You can also export this information just like we could with the Twitter information. I didn't show you how to do it on Google Analytics. You can export that information too. So let's look at his. Oh, wowzers. It wasn't his website, Google search. So I'm going to, let's see. Yeah, it's not going to show me. What's the name of this? Virtual presentation. Why you don't want your webcam at eye level. Actually, I bet I could see this in Search Console where it's showing up, but I'm just going to do it like this real quick. Webcam at eye level. Brian's third on that. And that's pretty good. I wonder if it shows up in the regular search results. Number 1 in the search engine result pages. So not that many people are looking up this exact keyword, but there's something that people are looking up right now. Okay. Eye contact. That's not it. There's something that people are looking up right now. I would have to, like I said, jump into Google Search Console. I'd be able to see it there. But he's doing a good job on Google Search right now with that. So that's just part of looking at the trend. So like I said, I'm just going to do this really quickly. This will be the last thing I do because I'm just rambling at this point. But so we know that the majority of, oh, you guys couldn't even see any of that because I'm just showing a specific tab. Not bad, y'all. So now I'm in the right tab. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look up virtual presentation. So this is what a lot of Brian's videos have been about recently. So related topics, virtual classroom website. Excuse me. Hydrate. Let's see, presentation programs. Maybe online oh wait, that's why. Virtual presentation, YouTube. Search. No. But I would come into Google Trends. This is not helping me very much right now. But I would come into Google Trends and see what is trending. Like, okay, so coronavirus presentations, blah, blah, blah. How to unmute. So these are all things. These are rising queries. So things that are, sorry, trying to move my keywords everywhere extension out of the way. These are the things that are starting to gain traction. PS5 presentation, virtual presentation tips has gone up 1,100%. And if you look at Brian's YouTube channel, you can see that that's where a lot of our presentations or a lot of our videos have been titled, and the keywords that we've been focusing on are coming. So presenting in Google Meet, he could do a whole video on that. He could do videos on funny presentation topics. I mean, there are all sorts of things. So I would look at the rising topics, and I would also look at the top topics as well. Just note that the top topics are going to be a lot harder to compete with, but I'm just going to do a little plug here for my friends at TubeBuddy. You can use TubeBuddy's Keyword Explorer to see the see what the competition is, and I'm not sure if using this is okay. You could see what the top. No. Using TubeBuddy, sorry, you can see what your top opportunity keywords are around a specific topic. So that would be a great way to use Google Trends, go back to YouTube, use TubeBuddy, and find the right mix there. So Matt just jumped in here. If you have not checked out, okay, if you're in digital marketing at all, you're in direct-to-consumer marketing, whatever, he just launched an apparel brand, and it's freaking awesome. He's got really cool t-shirts out right now. Make sure you go check it out. I'm going to try and say it. I'm not sure that I'm saying it correctly, but Civitas. That's what I think it is. It's Latin for community. It's really cool. But anyways, he's asking how he could use YouTube for his new brand. I'm not going to say it again, Matt. I'm sorry. You're going to have to call me and tell me how it works or how to say it. But anyways, he's asking how he can use YouTube for that brand. So what I would do is, like I just said, I would go into Google Trends. Hold on. Let's just do this live real quick. So I'm going to go into Google Trends, and I'm going to look up apparel. Guys, there is a reason. Hold on. Apparel? How the heck? There's a reason that I work online, and it's because I can use spell check. So anyways, digital marketing apparel. Okay. SEO apparel. Clothing. Okay, fine. We're going to look at clothing. Everybody wants to know how long COVID-19 lasts on clothing. You could do a video on that. No, I'm just kidding. So you could use it to, let's go back to YouTube here. So if you don't have TubeBuddy, it's just this Chrome extension right here, and you can use it to do a whole bunch of other things. But I would just look up like this is what you could do. So you could do direct to consumer marketing. So this is his niche, right? He could easily come on here and make videos about it. He could start a live show every week where he's bringing people on to talk about it, and they wear his apparel, and they, shout out the apparel or whatever. But you could also do a little bit of guerrilla marketing, come in here and in the comments, talk to these people about your new brand, right? So, ew, gross. That's gross. Talk to the people in the comments, see who the top creators are, and reach out to them and send them some of your apparel and stuff like that. I would definitely do that. Now, guys, this has nothing to do with analytics. It kind of does. You can absolutely use TubeBuddy analytics here to see. I'm on my wrong account here. If I was in my account, it would show you. Let's see if it goes on. Yeah, no. It would show you like the top creators for this keyword. And then what you could do is reach out to those top creators and work with them on your brand and see if you could like sponsor one of their videos or something like that. Anyways, guys, this was a lot of rambling. I'm not sure if you saw my tweet earlier. My anxiety has been on one today. So I do appreciate you sticking around. This has been 44 minutes. There's so much data. Like I said, it is a lot like Google Analytics. One day I'll have a more concise like these are the top things that I look at type video. Just real quick before we leave, I don't know how to do this. This has been You and Me and Analytics, YouTube edition. If you feel compelled to help a sister out, you can go to Buy Me a Coffee. That's one of those, like, it's kind of like a Patreon, but it's like $5, and I'll actually use it for coffee because I enjoy coffee. Don't feel compelled, but I do also sell analytics packages there where you and I can hop on a Zoom call for an hour and we can talk about your analytics, make sure it's set up, see if we can find any patterns, see if we can come up with strategies. I would love to do that. But like I said, thanks so much for joining me this Friday, 12:30, for You, Me, and Analytics Friday, I guess is what we're calling it. I have no idea yet. Drop in the comments if you have an idea for the next topic that we do, because I'm excited to do it. And I'll see you next Friday. Thanks, guys.